Welcome to Season 5 of Kinwomen ALOUD. We're a group of women who've been doing life together for over 30 years, laughing too much, asking the hard questions and refusing to stay on the surface. Kinwomen started as a network, not an organisation, not a business, just women who wanted to do life well and be able to say honestly no regrets. And this podcast is exactly that, out loud. This season we're going to be going somewhere real. We're looking at career, contribution, influence, and the next generation and the conversations most of us are having in our heads but not yet saying out loud. So join us. This is Kinwomen ALOUD, Season 5. Let's get into it.
Well, welcome.
Hello, good morning, Amanda.
Good to be here.
We have Penny, we have Rose, and we are back in the studio for another season, which is so exciting. And across this season, we've been talking about questions rather than themes. And who loves a good question?
I love a good question.
I love a good chat.
I believe a good question shows the sign of a good leader. If you are saying a lot without asking questions, then your team are not growing. Anyway, I just threw that in for free.
That's for free. Beautiful.
And let's do a little check-in. Any big things been happening lately, girls? What's been happening?
Let's start with Penny.
Golly.
She's had a little thing going on.
Yeah, big thing happening in our family, but began by a phone call at 2 a.m. in the morning from my son.
Oh, gee.
We're going to hospital. They're having a baby. So it's just been a fabulous week of just hanging in the wings, being ready. And we have a beautiful, gorgeous girl called Harriet.
That is
the big news. So I'm kind of like on standby for late afternoon check-ins and just hang out and just cuddle and give them a break and let them go and have a sleep.
Do you make them food or anything? What's helpful as a parent of children?
So great Nana. She did the food. So she's done all of the pre-cooking. She's done shepherd's pie, stroganoff. Yeah.
Val.
That's already in the freezer.
How old is Val now?
86.
Sorry if we shared your age, Val, but we're so
she
proud
won't mind.
of you and we're so blessed to have you.
So she's done the food. I'm the washing and on standby for assistance. And just hanging out and finding any excuse to get over there. Like the second day they got home, I said, now listen, I know this is going to sound like a reason to come and see Harriet, but I need my drill because I've got to put something and you've got my drill right now. Can I come over and get my drill? An hour and a half, 2 hours later.
You made your way to the drill.
I did.
I love it.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. What a joy.
And how about you, Miss Rose? What's been happening?
Oh, I've just done a quick little trip to Brisbane and back.
Ooh.
And I went over there to be part of a Fringe Festival show with the amazing Delilah Rose. And it was 8 women on stage and it was a cabaret rock musical called What the Perimenopause. More to come. I can take my whole episode to unpack what happened.
We could do a whole episode on
Honestly, I feel like I've been in an alternative universe. It was so brilliantly received and it was an exercise in 8 women, some of whom had never met, all doing our work individually because obviously I rehearsed remotely. And then I said, girls, I feel like we're all holding each other's hands and jumping out of the aeroplane together. That's what we did.
Gorgeous.
And guess what? We got caught well and truly in that beautiful net that happens when you create trust and vulnerability and mastership and discipline, all the things. I'm just bubbling. Penny's been bubbling over with grandchildren and we've been giving birth to something else.
I love it.
Yeah,
I've been
beautiful.
doing a bit of PR work and there's a massive return to theatre, a huge return to theatre. Australian statistics are saying that there is a massive return to
because it's real stuff in real time.
Exactly.
It's tangible, it's physical, and younger people are coming back to the theatre, aren't they?
Yeah, and they're just really enjoying that sense of in the moment it will never be the same again. I remember being at the Crown Theatre and there was this moment where they went completely off script and the performer
we might have had a few of those.
was so hilarious.
Losing it.
And he knew the audience just couldn't stop laughing. And then he started laughing. Great character. And we all sat there and we were like, it's never going to be the same again.
No,
ever,
beautiful.
know? And I think we spent hours scrolling on screens and watching Netflix and all of those.
Scripted.
You know, some of them are inspiring and there's information there, but I think there's nothing like being in person like it is with you girls.
Absolutely.
I know. Humanity at its best.
And that desire to be able to just hug and laugh and look in one another's eyes and lean into the beauty of birth and creativity and sisterhood, which is incredible. Well, as we start to lean into today's episode, we have a question.
We do.
It is a question that I'm sure you've had conversations about with your friends and family. And if you haven't, then we are your friends and family to have this conversation together. And the question is that moment where you feel like you're kind of doing the rote, you know, like are you feeling fulfilled or are you just functioning well? That is our question, where you find yourself in the midst of your everyday and you're ticking the boxes and you're doing the things you want, but there's this inner lean towards meaning or that sense of what is coming alive in you. And we come to that point when it's a reset. And in the middle of the year, sometimes we do it. It's that sense of, you know what, am I feeling really truly fulfilled? Or am I just functioning well? I literally just dropped my son off at the school gate and out of the blue, I don't know where it came from. I think it's because we listen to music and he gets to choose the music in the car. Which sometimes it's not a great life choice for myself.
Spider bait.
I am trying to create a place for conversation and safety and that sense of him being able to find his meaning and express things. And today, exactly that happened. Just as I was turning into the school gate, he kind of looked at me out of the blue and he goes, Mum, do you know the time that I feel most joy? And I was like, what, Max?
How old is Max?
He's 14.
Okay, beautiful.
And he's a boy.
I love that your boy just looked at you and
said those
ready
words.
to say that. Yeah.
Don't worry.
I'm hanging waiting for the answer.
It's nothing about me. Or maybe it is, I don't know. No. But the fact that he felt like he could talk this openly about an emotion for me was really important. But anyway, he looked at me and goes, you know when I feel the most joy is when I'm dancing and moshing in a mosh pit.
Fantastic.
And I was like, that is so cool, mate. And then we kind of unpacked that a little. And then he ran off across the oval, forgot his earphones in the car, messaged me a million times on the drive, come back. I'm like, sorry, mate. See you later. And so meaning. And that's what we're going to lean into today. So
great.
Yeah,
pull
very
up
cool.
a chair and a cup of tea and we're good to go. So the question that we're leaning into, girls, is am I truly fulfilled or just functioning well? And I was reading some research this week that says that Australian women rate their overall life satisfaction at an average of 7.2 out of 10, which I think is not bad. I'm like, not bad.
Say that again. Australian women
rate their overall life satisfaction at an average of 7.2 out of 10, but it is down from 7.6 in 2014. So first and foremost, where would you rate your life satisfaction?
Oh, golly.
Girls?
I'm not quite sure I could put it down to a number.
The first thing I want to say is that
what were the questions?
number would be so different for me at different seasons of my life.
Yeah.
I'm immediately seeing myself where your Jackson is right now, is that 30-year-old woman with young child straddling 10 rolls a day, exhausted and stretched. And then I'm thinking of my 40-year-old self and my 50-year-old self. So rating for myself now as my fabulously happy 62-and-a-half-year-old self, mine's 9.2.
Well done, Rosie. And what do you think, what makes you feel most fulfilled?
Because I have time to do more things that are really important to me. Yeah. Simply because my roles in other lives have got smaller. You know, it's one of the blessings on the other side of what is traditionally called the empty nest syndrome. And I've just been doing a deep dive into this for my research into the crone queen that I played in the perimenopause. So unpacking the era of the crone. And one of the main things is having time, more time for yourself and to do the things that matter to you, which is still caring deeply for your family and loved ones, but with more physical and psychological resources for yourself, you know?
I love that. I love that.
And that fabulous 4-letter word, time.
How about you, Pen?
Well, okay, so what's the question? If the question is, am I feeling fulfilled, I would agree with Rose. I think there are some days, depending on what is happening, particularly with my role.
Your big job.
Yeah, big job that I'd kind of go, oh, that was a bit of a tough day. But that doesn't define my deep sense of meaning and fulfillment, because I can have a really tough day with what decisions I've got to make or activity or, schedules and everything else, but that doesn't define whether I feel fulfilled, because fulfillment for me actually is more than just my job and my tasks and my decision making and that. Fulfillment for me is exactly what you said, Rose. It's like, actually, this is a really good season. I'm very content with who I am and the season I'm in. And that includes my age and how I look. Sister. I'm okay about it. Like, this is great. And the big thing for me is, though, that people just have to still be at the centre.
Yes.
So people for me are my joy.
Yeah.
So that relationship, whether that's with my mother who's 86 or my new little born Harriet or a work colleague or work colleagues for me, it's like that's really, really important, because if that's challenged, any of those, then that's where it gets to the deep part of me. But otherwise, I think people is a big one for me. That grounds me and keeps me joyful.
I love that. I'm in a really different season to you girls. And even last night I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, wow, all of your seasons have really shifted. And I really am knee deep in parenting, mortgages, private school fees, all the things,
I feel the weight of
basketball. That. I'm basketball team manager tonight. I'm like, I don't really want to be basketball team manager. I'm like, but there's beauty in that. There really is beauty in it. And so do I feel deeply fulfilled? I feel incredibly grateful. I think I'm on the journey towards feeling fulfilled because I've made some really significant changes. And I'm learning to just not compare so much to what other people have and just to be really content in what I have. So, I think my answer would be I'm on a journey and I'm really working on some really good ways to be able to lean into that sense of aliveness in me, that sense of meaning.
And I would agree with Pen, like my deep sense of fulfillment comes from connection with people in whatever I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever I'm doing. One of my favourite authors, Robin Sharma, he used to say showing up to whatever work you have with your head and your heart, both knowledge and inspiration.
Yes.
As a health professional, I get to listen to patients who come to me. They've been to specialists, different people, and they feel like they've just been talking to a talking head. And then there's other people, it's all just intuitive. You need both. You need heart and head. So that connection and that brings great fulfillment. As it doesn't matter what you're doing, it's what you bring to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so for me, I need to feel both of those elements engaged together, and then I'm like, yeah.
I love that. And I think what's really important about this new season of Kinwomen ALOUD is it's a question you can ask yourself. You can sit and use it as an indicator. How fulfilled do I feel? What does that look like? So another way that we can explore that, girls, is can you remember a season where you felt truly alive, like not just busy, but that sense of aliveness in you?
Well, I mean, I think I've felt that lots of times, but I think the thing about me, and everyone's different with this, I am a busy girl.
Yes.
I've always been, and my new word is not busy. My new word is industrious. Because to me it sounds a little bit more intentional.
Absolutely.
And I've always been an industrious girl. So, I've always got my lists, I've always got my activities, I've always got my tasks, and I'm okay with that because people used to make me feel guilty about that. Oh, you've got so much on. And to be honest with you, the tip of that is that I can be too industrious to hide other times, and there have been times when I've said yes, 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 yes to hide maybe the sad or the indifferent or a time when it wasn't so good. So that's the side of me. But I think I have been at times too busy, too industrious to not ensure that I am well, wholly.
I love that.
So that's me. I think, but I'm not afraid of being industrious either.
Oh, I love it.
I'm really not.
Yeah.
And for those of you who are a little bit like me, it's okay.
Yeah, totally.
We're just industrious people.
And I think the thing that I've always explored is that we all have different capacities, and it's not to compare ourselves with the capacity of like us girls sitting at the table, like fly off to Brisbane and write a musical and you'd probably do it in 48 hours, Rose. Come back, straight back
72.
straight back with your clients. Like it's just the kind of pace that you've got the capacity for. And others of us don't have that same capacity, and it's not good or bad. It's just different.
Yeah, it's just different.
It is.
Yeah.
How about you, Rose?
Well,
what's come alive in you? What's that sense of?
Well, I've just come off such a big aliveness, let me tell you. But I couldn't do that if I didn't have a period set aside for refueling.
Right.
So we're about to go into winter, and I have just come out of 2 months of a massive number of gigs, like 3 different festivals, then this, and it was all actually different creative content. So that's a huge amount of uploading, then dumping, then the next. So the next 3 months I have no gigs. Winter is a sequestered time for me and my husband, and there'll be a focus on refueling, some renovating of the house, some painting, some gardening. So I balance those really busy, intense periods with a period of refueling, and that's physical and psychological and emotional and all the things, and focus on other projects and do things that involve my husband, who is my holder of the kite and holder of the
He's a good holder.
bastions.
He's a good holder of the kite.
He's so good. And so does that
It's good.
feeling fully alive. But as a creative, like I don't want to spend all of my time in that because it would be exhausting.
Yeah.
Like I'm still refueling physically now. The girls watched me devour a cinnamon bun this morning. It was meant to be shared for everyone. I ate the whole lot myself because I'm like, I'm refueling this body from what the energy I just put out on the weekend.
I love that.
Balance.
Okay, so we're talking quite a lot about functioning well, that sense of, capacity and things that come alive in us. But do you believe there's a difference between functioning well and flourishing? And where do you flourish?
I just looked up the definition of flourishing. Would you like me to tell you?
Yes.
It's a state of growing, of developing and thriving. It's a state of optimal human functioning, emotional well-being and social prosperity.
I love that.
It's a bit lovely, isn't it?
It is. Sounds fantastic.
And, of course, we think of a garden flourishing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I've become very obsessed with gardening.
Oh, gorgeous.
Girls, it's my new thing.
Yeah.
We've never had a house with a big garden before, so we've always lived in really small spaces. But I planted like 100 bulbs ready for spring, which is very exciting, like dahlias and joquils and daffodils. And
your garden's going to smell gorgeous and look gorgeous.
That's the goal. And it's really funny because I've had my hands in the soil and I've put out so many weeds from this new garden bed that Charles created for me. I've been thinking about the idea of our lives and our relationships being an ecosystem rather than like quite organic in the way that we look at it, and what is working in the ecosystem and what is not. And so if we looked at, I don't really believe that balance is truly possible because just like you said, there's times of exertion, there's times of rest, there's we go between the two. But I've been asking clients to sit down and map out their ecosystem. So if your life was an ecosystem, what is it? And where is there toxicity in the ecosystem? Or where is there a need for fertilizing in the ecosystem? Is it with your relationships? are you spending enough time doing the things that you love? And so that's been a really interesting reflection for me.
Great. Yeah.
I was thinking that I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach to this, because the reality is we do have to function.
Yes.
There are times, most of the time we actually just have to function, and there are times when we really do have to, I'm going to grind away at the things that are critical to put food on the table. That's and right. A roof over our head, and with work, and we've got children to feed, and we've got to get a deposit together for the house, or we've got a mortgage to pay off, or we're preparing for retirement, or we're caring for a loved one. So these are the functions that are there, for all of us. And I think the thing that fuels me is reminding me constantly of my why. So why? And again, it would come back to people for me. I'm doing this because, your why, because you have to have that fuel for the function, and I think that's where the flourish is. So even when you are having to plod away, plod, you've got a holiday you might be looking forward to, but actually, let's face it, most of life is everyday plod.
Grind.
And it's actually okay to plod.
Oh, Pen, and I'm with you. I love my lists. You and I both do lists.
Yeah.
I love ticking off lists. Now I use digital lists, and I love using that green tick. So satisfying, because I know too that once I've done my ticks and done my list, then I get some chill time. Even working towards a holiday, how satisfying is that?
Yeah.
And even with, I just had a peak time on stage. We did 2 performances, but I don't know how many hours of solo rehearsal I put in for that. Every day driving to and from work, listening to the same 2 songs, embedding the lyrics and the melodies and the arrangements. Hours and hours spent grinding in the creative craft in order to get on stage for 4 hours and deliver a show.
Yeah, and you can do it because you have a why,
of course,
that sits behind it and go, this is why I'm doing this.
And the why isn't just being on stage on my
own.
It's the connection with the other people, the giving,
absolutely.
The response. So function, grind and flourish all go together, don't they?
Plod,
right.
And plod,
right.
Like that day-to-day.
Yes. So plod, grind, function, flourish.
Yeah, absolutely.
Love
there
it.
We are. It's all good.
It's all part of the ecosystem. Very cool.
Indeed. And weeding.
Yeah. Getting rid of the things that no longer belong, hey? So what do you think about joy? Where does that sit in the midst of flourishing? How do you find joy? How do you find that sense of fulfillment, or those moments where you feel like you're coming alive again?
Oh, well, I have to tell a little story. And sometimes it's in such the minutiae of life, the little things. And the other day I opened on my desk the little fountain pen box, and I have it on my desk. And I've had it since I was 9 years of age, and my dad had given it to me, who I was then estranged for 25 years. Wow. And it's a gold fountain pen. And I haven't used it actually for a few years. And I picked it up again and I held it, and just the weight of it, it's so beautiful. It's got my name engraved on it, and I've held that as a treasure. And I went to go and use it, and then, I was a little bit upset because what they call the bladder inside of it to suck up has actually gone. And I, went to this beautiful pen place in the city, and I'm trying to get it fixed. And they said, you just can't find those parts anymore. So I'm hunting online. So I'm really trying hard. But you know what? Getting that gold fountain pen out and just holding it, that's a little joy moment for me.
Yeah.
It takes you back. It brings up memories. I did find my dad, so it's a good story. But they're little joy moments for me. And I wrote whatever I could with it before the ink totally went. And I wrote a little something. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that.
Joy moments.
What about you, Rosie? What does
sounds
joy
simple,
look like?
doesn't it?
I'm holding up, which none of you can see, but there's this cute, adorable little jumper that Amanda presented to Penny today that she hand knitted for little Harriet. And that was a joy moment for me, both
Yeah,
to see what
it's gorgeous.
and giving it to you. And it's just a little handmade garment for a little newborn girl.
You got to lean into them, those moments.
Oh,
You've got to lean in, and it's often not the big stuff. It's really not. It's the little things that kind of come in and through your life, you know.
I love that. We're coming to the end of our chat together, girls, and I just thought I would like to land it into something really simple. If you were talking with a friend and they were feeling like their life was quite mechanical and they wanted to lean a little bit more into that sense of flourishing, fulfillment, maybe too much grind, Penny, what would you say to them? What would be a sentence that you have for them? What would you lean into?
I'd lean into just finding a small amount of time each week, if you can. That's really just for you, for self-care and self-nurture, however that looks, whether it's finding time to do a dance class or go for a walk at the beach or sit in the sun for 15 minutes, like a friend said to me recently she did, to just realign her nervous system in that moment because she was feeling a bit overwhelmed. Connected conversation with one person a week can be all you need to realign yourself and to remind yourself of your worth and, self-care, self-nurture.
Yeah, and I think that's really important. I think the big thing for me is I say to myself, this will pass, and it actually does. Mm-hmm. Whether it's a slightly longer season than you wish, it will actually pass. I think it's a very important thing to remember.
Yeah, this too shall pass. I love that, Pen. One thing I've been doing is each morning I have my to-do list, which I really love scrubbing off, but I also have my why list. And so I have 6 things on it, and I try each day just to do a little step towards.
I love that.
My bigger why.
I'm stealing that.
Yep.
That's great. A why list.
What would be an example of that you have on your why list?
So I've been trying to write a book for like 3 years and I just never get to it because of all the other things are more important.
On the to-do list, yeah.
So I try to get myself just to do 200 words of it. So that's on my why list. And another one on my why list is just reach out to a friend. Because I've found the last couple of years super lonely. And so each day I'll just send a voice note or I'll make a call or I'll send someone an encouragement or make time to be with someone. On my why list is my health. And so it's just breaking down 15 minutes of exercise to be able to do something well. And I don't get to all 6 of them every day, but I come back to my function. And then I look at my why list and I go, that's my flourishing.
Yeah.
And every day, I actually built it with AI as well. So I've got like a little dashboard and I tick it off and it's very cool.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. We loved spending time asking this question and reflecting on it in our own lives. And we would love to encourage you to do the same. Reach out to a friend, start a conversation that matters. And continue to look at your life. What does functioning well mean? What does flourishing? And what is coming alive in you in this season?
Thanks for being here with us. If today's conversation meant something to you, share it. That's how Kinwomen grows. One woman, one friend at a time. Learn more about us at kinwomen.com or find us on our socials at Kinwomen. This podcast is recorded and engineered by Mark Ralph at Elemental Sound and produced by Natalie Kellner from Mindful Marketing. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. You are our kin.